thinking.
What were you thinking?
Of your editing.
I know.
You can always tell.
I can always tell, even when we were messing around last week, I could still tell. So welcome to the Must Love Yarn podcast. It's Thursday.
It is
December 28th. Yep. At our sort of normal afternoon record time. We are coming to you from Shelburne, Vermont at our yarn store. And you can find the yarn store out on all kinds of social media. Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Ravelry, World Wide Web. It's Must Love Yarn. Though I think, you know, we're the most active on Instagram.
Yeah, and Ravelry. And Facebook.
Those three.
Yeah.
And I'm Angela.
And I'm Kelly.
And you can find me on social media, Instagram and Ravelry as Junior Bird Kid.
And you can find me on Ravelry as Kelly Spins, and you can find me on Instagram as Kelly O Spins.
Awesome. And feel free to follow or friend me on either of those social media platforms. I tend to post, though, mostly knitting content on Instagram, though if you followed me, you saw the pre-cooked duck. And I neglected to take a picture of the post.
I know. Duck. I was like, oh, there's the duck. Where's the dun duck?
Yeah, because the dun duck got eaten. It was delicious.
Excellent.
I used a New York Times recipe.
That's the one you sent me.
Yeah, ginger, orange ginger stuff. And it's delicious. Probably the best duck recipe I've had. And we've tried a few.
I haven't tried it yet because we haven't done...
So good.
Haven't done a duck.
So good.
Turkey.
Awesome. So occasionally there'll be food or kid content on my Instagram feed, but it's mostly knitting and yarn related.
Mine is usually knitting and yarn related. Dogs, chickens, horse.
Yeah. Fun stuff.
Food.
Yeah. So I think we're both in a little bit of the post Christmas like, particularly like in my house with 2 kids. Christmas was super exciting. It looked like Santa Claus barfed all over my living room with wrapping paper and toys. At least the wrapping paper is cleaned up now. Toys, not so much.
Oh my god.
Yeah. So here we are. Here we are. It is freezing cold outside.
It's really cold. Yeah.
It was 1 degree when I was driving to the store.
Yep. And with wind chill, the wind's kind of cold today. Wind chills are well below negative. Zero.
Yes.
And the negatives, like, I think they were saying, I think it could be anywhere from, what, like 15 to 25 below with wind chill.
Yeah.
Tonight, overnight.
Yeah.
So it's very chilly here.
It's cold.
Yeah.
It's good yarn and knitting and sit by the fire and drink hot beverages weather. Yes.
It is. I wish we had a fireplace or a wood stove in this house that worked, because when we were over in New York, we lived in the Adirondacks.
Yeah.
And we had a wood stove there, and we don't have either in this house, which is kind of a bummer.
We have one. I love it. At this time of year, it's the best.
Yeah.
So we'll have to scamper along because William and I have been running errands, so we have to go home and stoke the fire.
Yep.
Or it's going to go out. It will be cold. But it doesn't. It's not too hard to build it again or build it back up again.
Yeah.
So Kelly and I have picks of the week that we usually do. Don't worry, we do have picks of the week for you. Then we have a joint pick of the week because I think both of us, I'm just gonna fess up, both of us were like, my brain hurts. What can we do? And so trying to come up with 2 picks this week was just not. It was not going to happen. So we're bringing you one pick with actually a super special pattern attached.
Right.
So our 3rd business partner, who you will get to meet if you join us for the live New Year's Eve live YouTube event, because Jen's going to come join us for that, which will be super fun. She actually designed a hat pattern. that Kelly's wearing.
Yeah.
Just put on. And so this pattern is knit out of Sugar Bush Yarns Canoe, which is kind of a new to us yarn. It's a Canadian company, and we've showcased the drizzle. That's actually what Kelly used to knit her slouchy pullover out of. And so we thought that we would do this. So what we're going to do is we offer 10% off for 2 weeks, the pick of the week, with the coupon code, and the coupon code is Weekly Pick Sugar. And we've got 6 colors.
I think there's black too, but there's only one ball of the black left, so I only brought these over. This is actually navy, that one, but the navy and black are very cool.
And as you can see, and it's up to kind of a really cool tweed. And
yeah, if you look at the construction, it's like at that chain style construction with some other yarn in the middle of that chainette. So it's really hard to tell when you're looking at this
that it's tweedy.
That it's going to become that.
It's gorgeous knit up.
It's really, really pretty. Yeah.
And it's really soft. It's not that soft in the ball.
It's not like harsh or anything, but you can feel the texture more when it's in the ball, and when it's knit, it's really super soft.
It's super soft. I was surprised because when I touched the hat, I was like, wow, that's not. It doesn't match what I'm seeing or what I'm feeling on the skein. So
this is the pattern that Jen wrote, and it is called the Ripple Maker hat, and it's just one skein of 2 different colors, and US size 10 needles.
So it's going to be a fast project.
And we're going to include this pattern if you buy the yarn.
Yep.
So it's a nice, simple, super fast hat.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we'll include that, and all you have to do is pick your colors.
Pick your colors.
And obviously, if you want to get more yarn than to
yeah.
make the hat, if you want to make a different project, feel free to.
Totally fine. Yeah.
You get 10% off any of the canoe yarn that you order, and whether or not you're going to do that, we'll just toss a pattern in for free for you.
Yeah.
Awesome.
I think that works.
So, weekly pick.
I will throw out here, because we get all kinds of great suggestions in our comments on the YouTube channel. If there's some yarn you would like us to showcase on the picks of the week, or some, one thing that we don't do a lot is tools. We do sometimes needles, but different tools or gadgets or something else, just drop us a line, let us know, because we want to be showing stuff or offering things that you, our viewers, want or are interested in. So
Oh, and so the discount code, it at the very end of checkout and on the payments page, there's a section that says discounts, coupons, maybe gift certificates or something, but it's on the very last page, and that's where you put in the code, and we're going to eventually get to a point where if you don't put in the code,
we're not going to credit.
Because we get charged every time we have to
do a refund.
Do a refund, even if it's just for a small amount, we get charged for that. So if you guys could just make sure you put in that coupon code, we've been kind of helping people out if they don't get it in, but eventually it's going to be probably after the first of the year. We're going to stop crediting for that, just because it unfortunately does cost us money whenever we have to do that.
Okay.
So just make sure you get those coupon codes in.
Yep.
And thank you guys for supporting us and playing along, because we like picking up things for you to enjoy and get a little discount on.
Fun for us when we hit one that people are super excited about and order a whole bunch.
Oh my gosh, the hats, I think
the 21 slouch hats.
The 21 color, the hats and the mittens, those I think still by far.
Yeah.
You guys loved, and I've got to get more of the hats in stock because I've had people looking for them. They're really cute. So
they came out with they've done some other things, some other kits.
Hats and stuff.
So maybe we'll bring some of their stuff in. If we do that, maybe we'll offer those in the future since they were so popular and people seem to really like them. And then in terms of look at me all like business. Let's just keep going. What are we wearing? this week?
I am not wearing any hand knit things, but I am wearing a really snuggly warm sweater.
Which is really cool again.
That I was telling Angela that I've had this sweater for probably 20 or 25 years, and it is from my mom got it at a thrift store when I was a teenager and in our town, and it's just one of the warmest sweaters. So I wore it today because it was so cold
out.
and yeah, it's it's stranded, so it's you get like a double layer effect from that. And it's from Sweden. The tag's still in, and I haven't done any research on the company, but I think it's quite old. I mean, obviously, I've had it for probably 20 or 25 years anyway, so it's at least that old, but I think it's quite a bit older than that, too. And it's in just really good shape. There's a couple of places where some of the stitches are just getting worn, where I probably have to go in and just kind of duplicate stitch over them just to make sure that I don't get a little hole or anything, but it's really well made, and so I wear it.
And if you guys are hearing some like consistent background noise, my 6-year-old is sitting over there in a chair watching Netflix with his headphones on, and he's twirling in the chair, so you're hearing his boots hit the floor.
That's okay.
So that's what that is, if you were wondering.
Yeah, school break.
Yes. So I'm wearing a couple of hand knits. I should have worn a sweater today, but I tend to, even when it's super cold, if I'm up and about, I get too hot. So this is my Ombre Infinity. And I can't remember. I think I've worn this before on here.
I think you have to.
But it's a church mouse yarn and tease pattern, and actually I think I got the kit from them. It's some sort of alpaca lace weight that's like held double, and then you kind of gradiate between the colors, and it actually was a really fun knit. Maybe we should see if we could put some kits together for this, because this was a really fun pattern.
Yeah.
And it's warm.
Yeah.
Super warm. And because I love to show you guys my feet.
More socks.
More socks. But, the funny thing is, all the cool stuff on these socks is on the top. Because most of these are like cable-y socks. Because once upon a time, I used to belong to a lot of sock clubs. Before I had kids. Well, my money got sucked out. And a lot of them had really kind of crazy patterns with lots of cables or different techniques. So now I'm just sort of knitting vanilla socks because that's where my brain space is these days.
Yeah, and you need a project you can pick up and put down
exactly.
and don't have to really
get interrupted 700 times in 30 seconds.
Yeah.
So I just have to look at all of my lovely cable-y socks and think someday I'll be able to knit those again. So this pattern is My Heart Beats For You, and it was part of the Blue Moon Fiber Art Socks That Rock Club from, who knows, many years ago. So those are two things I'm wearing today that are handmade.
I was wearing my hat, but I took that off when I got inside, so.
I did my hat too, my
Turner
Square hat.
Did you? Yeah, I have, I wore my sockhead slouch hat.
Nice.
So I want to make another one of those because I wear that all the time.
I'm going to swap the pom-pom on mine.
Yeah.
I think the pom-poms too, I made a giant pom-pom for it out of some worsted weight yarn that I had, and it's too heavy.
Oh, okay.
And so it flops around a lot, and it annoys me.
Yeah.
So I'm going to take the pom-pom off. I might actually put one of those gypsy crochet pom-poms that I showed a couple weeks.
Oh, yeah.
The handmade fake fur faux pom-poms.
Yeah.
I have to pull them out and see if there's one that matches.
Nice.
And I may just put one of those on because that'll be lighter weight.
Yeah.
If not, I'm not sure what I'll do. I might, that teal that I just made the little boxy out of might match the teal that's in that sockhead hat, and if it does, I may use that. I have enough left over to make a pom-pom. That's just a little bit lighter weight.
That was you used the One Twisted Tree yarn, right? It was like the teal and pink and yellow.
Or her late night light bright colorway. Yeah. So those are my two options. So stand by. because I agree with you. That's a great hat. It's just warm enough. It's not too warm, and they're fun.
I know sometimes I leave it on when I'm inside and people are like, is your head cold? I'm like, no, it's actually perfectly comfortable right now.
I like this hat. I just keep wearing it. So I have a couple Finnish Objects. I only have one with me because the other one went in the mail. So the bank head hat that I had was at the decreases last week. I finished. I will put a picture in of me wearing it so you can see what it looks like, and it went off to its recipient.
I was waiting for the picture to come up. I'm like,
where's the picture?
I don't see. I'm so used to like watching podcasts and like all of a sudden the picture will show up. I'm like,
where is it?
Oh my God.
That's awesome. I'm good, but I'm not that good.
Poof magic.
Yeah. So when you're watching it, the picture would have already gone in there. But I did finish.
Dun, dun, dun.
Dun, dun, dun. I just finished it today. Only 3 days behind, which is good considering. I should be much further behind.
Oh my God, that's hilarious. It has a cape.
I know. Remember the LexIcorp Batman ornament that I bought to make for Christmas? I finished it today.
That's hilarious.
But it's done. And if I didn't get interrupted 800 billion times a second when I'm at home, does not take that long to make. Maybe tops 2 hours of knitting for the whole thing. And that's being super generous.
Wow.
So I started at Christmas after dinner. And then I had the kids all day yesterday and worked part of the day on Tuesday. So, and I finished it this morning, including gluing the things on, the cape and the little bling blings, Batman blings. So anyway, so Batman's done. It's super cute.
It's really cute.
It was really fun.
I think it's hilarious. It has a cape.
That's the best part. The cape is the best part. So LexIcorp, I think we've linked them before in the show notes. I think her shop's currently on vacation, but they super fun. So
nice.
I know it's all ready for next year.
I have one FO.
Yep.
So I did a little brioching.
Nice.
So I'm going to try to get the class schedule out ASAP.
Nice.
And so one of the classes we're going to do is brioche again. And the last class I did that was brioche, we did a cowl, and it took a long time for people to get all the stitches cast on to do a cowl.
Too wide. Yeah.
So it was because it was quite a bit wider, and then, the thought of someone who may have been struggling to have to do like a tall cowl, people are getting like overwhelmed by it.
Yeah.
So we're just going to do little headbands for the one that we're going to do this winter.
Awesome.
And so it's nice and warm and squishy and keeps your ears warm.
Keeps your ears warm. Very utilitarian was not the word I was looking for. Useful. Practical.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Very practical.
But then for people that want to finish it, I'll probably include instructions on how to just,
keep
knitting up and then do the decreases. So if somebody wants to turn it into a basic brioche hat, then they can.
Awesome.
If they're not really headband people.
Awesome.
Obviously the decreases are at a little bit more of a difficult element to it, but
right.
They're not that bad, especially just doing the same kind of a decrease around. So I use the Taki Arlington,
nice,
which is a bulky weight yarn, and that was the other thing I used, a bulky, which is going to make it go a little faster, and it makes the stitches easier to see.
Yeah.
Whoop!
Who was that?
There.
Okay.
Sorry, guys.
Hey, at least there's no microphone for us to wonk this time.
I'm so bad. So I used the two colors, kind of a burgundy color. I didn't write the colorway, numbers down, and then a charcoal gray. So there's the inside. which is the opposite.
Super cool.
Yeah. So that's a fun little thing, and if anybody's interested in a pattern, I'm gonna have it written up for the class, so I can get a pattern to you.
Or maybe that'll be a pick of our week.
And we can do a pattern.
Yarn, and we can include the pattern.
Sweet. I was so proud of myself. I did a sewn bind off so that it would match my cast on.
Sweet.
I know.
Nice.
Because I was just going to do a regular bind off, and I was like, that's just not as pretty. So.
I know. I used to do sewn bind off all the time.
They're really not difficult.
No.
They're a little more, well, I don't even know that they're more time consuming. It's pretty quick to do.
It was a way I was using the sewn bind off because I was having a hard time not being too tight on bind offs, and you can't do it with a sewn bind off. It makes it more stretchy. But then I discovered Jenny's surprisingly stretchy bind off, and so whenever I need a stretchy bind off, I've been using that. Yeah, because I like that one a lot.
I like sewing, so by hand so I don't mind doing it.
There you go. Cool.
Which my mom thinks is kind of funny because she hates hand sewing.
I don't mind it. I used to make a bunch of baby quilts, and I would hand quilt them all.
Wow.
I didn't want to do them on the machine because I'm not as good. I mean, I can be more precise by hand.
Yep.
And then I knit, and then I did that one baby quilt that was a 1-inch square double Irish chain,
right.
And I have not quilted since then.
Gee, I wonder why.
I don't know. It was beautiful.
Yeah.
And it was a gift.
Yeah.
And it was beautiful.
It must have been stunning.
And I'm like, I remember calling my mom, because my mom's a quilter, and she's like, "You're doing what?" She's like, "Why?" I was like, I don't know, because it's pretty. It's pretty. She's like, "Well, I don't know. Good luck with that."
Did you have to cut all the blocks yourself, or did you get it as a kit?
No, I cut them all myself.
Did you?
Yeah. And,
that's dedication.
Yeah. I have a rotary cutter.
Yeah, that does
so
make
that
a difference.
Helps. It was in like a quilt. I think it was in a quilting magazine, so I could have bought the kit, but it wouldn't have come pre-cut.
Yeah, sometimes they do, and sometimes they don't.
That one would not have. But no, I put the yarn and stuff together. It was before I was taking a lot of I don't even think I have a picture of it.
Really?
It was that long ago.
Yeah.
Before, you had 4,000 pictures on your cell phone. Cause
I know.
That's where all of your pictures are. I might have I'll have to look and see if I can find a picture of it. If I have a hard copy of a picture, I'll bring it in and show you guys.
Yeah.
Because it was pretty cool. Maybe I should start. No, quilting's not portable. That's why I stopped doing it. I got more into knitting because it's way more portable.
Yeah, only if you do little projects, hand sewing.
Yeah.
Projects.
Yeah. Yeah, not 1-inch double Irish chain projects. 1-inch squares. Oh my god. So, but I have a couple other things I've been working on, kind of.
Excellent. I've got one that I've been working on that I can show, and one other that I can't show, and other than that, I've been doing a lot of paperwork trying to get ready for the end of the year.
Yeah, that's the thing, business, end of year stuff.
Yeah, and it's been really busy in the store, so I kind of have to work on a lot of paperwork at home because, during the day the store is just so busy. Which is a good thing. We're not complaining about that at all. It's just...
No. It's hard to get stuff done.
It is.
Other than the immediate.
Yeah, because I have to... I want to be able to focus my attention on people that want it.
So, you may remember when we last met that I was working on a worsted weight shawl, and I marked where I was. Right there. I've done this much. Now,
oh my god.
Worsted weight shawls, guys.
I know, aren't they great?
Super fast.
Yeah, my interlude that I did, that was so fast.
I'm holding this. This is the top. So it will go like this.
I don't have it.
I don't have it on a long enough cable.
Yeah,
which is kind of why
this colorway is knitting up so beautifully.
Cool? I think if I drop that, okay, I can do that. So I am actually on the last section.
Oh,
so
cool.
I've started, so there's a second section that looks like this, and I've just started that section.
Nice.
And when I finish that, it's done.
Wow.
Yeah. I know, right?
That's awesome.
So
It's
super fast
beautiful.
because there's all of this. La 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 la.
Not a just
Super fun.
garter. So you just finished a garter and then you're working on that. That's
Working
cool.
on this little fun.
Very cool.
So this is the Happy Hour shawl by Christopher Salas. I don't think we've figured out which one it was.
Isn't
one of
he
them.
from
Chicago.
Stephen B?
Oh, he might be.
I think he was part of the Stephen B crew. I don't know if he is doing that anymore or not. But
So anyway, so there it is.
cool. It's beautiful.
Of course, I'm now at the part that takes the longest because the stitches are steadily increasing.
Yeah.
So now I'm up at like, the 140.
You're gonna need a
some.
longer cable
I
soon.
know. I've been I need a longer cable now. I wonder where I could get that cable.
I don't know.
I'll get one before I leave. Never mind that I have a billion of them at home, but for like $2.
Mine are
it's just
previously
easy.
occupied.
Mine are too. It's just easier to buy one than to try to find one at home sometimes. So sad. Knitting store problems. Okay, so I moved my little hot chocolate stitch marker back up to the top, though it's not really going to matter because hopefully I'll be done. I was going to be done with this shawl before the podcast today, and I was going to be done with Jody, and I was going to be done with all kinds of things.
Wow.
None of which happened. Because I worked on that shawl quite a bit over the weekend, and then I was working on that Christmas ornament, and then I just really didn't have as much time as I had anticipated.
I know. Well, and I did a ton of cleaning, and we did cooking, and I really didn't do a lot of knitting. I got this done. This is really what I worked on kind of over the Christmas time. I probably have put some more rows on this since you guys have last seen it. This is
cute.
The derecho, or I'm not sure how you say it, but anyway, I'm really close to the. Well, I've got to do a little bit of raglan shaping, and then, but I'm not too far away from separating
For the sleeves.
And the sleeves are just really short little. I think you do like a couple rows of garter
And then
on the sleeves.
Yeah, and then you're done.
But basically, I've got a little bit of raglan shaping, and then the body, and then just a little bit of garter on the sleeves when I get done. So.
Awesome. And the body on projects like that, like once you get going, they're like generally super fast.
Yeah.
Because it's just knitting around.
Exactly.
knitting
Just a
around,
whole lot of knitting.
around.
Yeah. So this is a Barocco Remix Light, which is a DK weight, and this is the patina colorway, and I am using US 6 needles, and these are the Knitter's Pride Dreams,
Nice.
which I like. I really like their needles.
Yeah, I do too.
So that's what I am using, and it's going along quite swimmingly.
So the only other thing that I cast on and have just been resisting the urge to cast on, like I got the cast on bug again to just start casting on stuff, and I will go out to Ravelry and look at my project page, and I'm like, stop casting stuff on, you need to finish something.
I know.
Like, seriously. So I cast on for a Bambino Milo. So I don't know if any of you are familiar with the Milo vest for kids. It's knit at a DK weight. It's a great pattern. I've knit probably half a dozen of them for gifts or for my own kids. But Georgie Hallam, who's the designer, came out with the Milo Bambino, and
So cute.
it is so cute. And what it is it's been graded for fingering weight yarn, and it's also smaller. So it's only comes in preemie to 12-month sizes, whereas the regular Milo is up to like 14 years or something. It's like got a really wide range of sizes. So I'm working on, and apparently I have no idea how I had this folded. There we go. It's like paper Jenga over here. So I cast on, I think at one point I said I was going to use this yarn, this West Yorkshire Spinners yarn, to make baby vertebrae, and then clearly I've changed my mind.
The Milo is so cute, and it's such a fun little knit. It's a
fantastic, fantastic knit, and it's the same construction as the DK version, so I'm really familiar with it. It's on a little bit smaller needles, so it calls for US 3, but I'm doing the garter. There's a garter section. I'm doing that in a 2.5 just because my pearls tend to be a little looser, and I like a little tighter fabric on something like this on the garter. So I'll go up to the 3s when I get to the body, the stockinette. Because this is a self-striping yarn, I'm not sure I'm going to do any of the cables. I may just do a plain body on it.
Yep.
Because I don't really want the stripes to fight with any of the cable choices.
Which it'll be super cute, just plain too.
Yeah. And that's one advantage of, you know, knitting with the self-striping yarn, is you can use it as the design element.
Yeah. Let the yarn be the...
Exactly, the showcase.
Yeah.
The showstopper, as they say on the Great British Bake Off. Which I should watch a bit more of. That's a fun show. Anyway.
It is a fun show. I like it.
So those are like the 2 active projects that I have going now. And I just actually caked up some yarn to do are you guys ready? Nobody fall out of their chairs. To do a swatch.
Oh my god. A swatch. What are you swatching for? Are we allowed to know yet?
You are. I will share. It's not a secret project. I am going to be...
You already put in that bag to use. I love it.
I did. Look what Kelly got me for Christmas. And look, I already have yarn in it. I am swatching for Snug by Vera Valmark. That's
really blown out.
Little blown out.
Ooh.
I think it's partially the print job.
You can see it on Ravelry better.
So it's a little bit of a texture, a little bit of shaping. I really like Vera's lines of the sweater. So that's the same one that I made Confetti. She designed Confetti, which was my fade sweater. I really like the way that fits. And this is for a sport weight yarn. So I've had this sport weight yarn in my stash. I'm going stash diving, guys.
Good for you.
Woo! For a really long time.
Ooh.
It's fiber optic yarn. It's her Merino Sport. I bought it at Rhinebeck, I don't know, a while ago. It's called Black. The colorway is Black Coffee.
That's going to be such a really wearable piece.
I think so. And I've been looking. I originally bought this. This might fess up to how long ago I bought this. I bought it to make a skirt. And there's no way I'm making myself a skirt now.
How things change.
How things change. So I have been looking for a pattern to use this for, and have been kind of waffling, like, do I want to make something for myself? Do I want to break apart a sweater's quantity and use it for like boy hats and mittens and things? And then I stumbled across this on Ravelry looking the other night, and I thought, you know what, that's it.
It's just got a whole bunch of new patterns that just came out.
I don't even know if, does this one have a date on it?
I don't know.
I think this one might be an older one, actually.
Yeah.
She doesn't have a date on it. But it's possible it's a newer one. I hadn't seen it before, but I definitely had not been looking for sport weight patterns. A lot of times I'll look for DK because I use sport and DK interchangeably, but I don't always think to look in the sport section.
Yeah.
So I switched over and was looking through the sport weight patterns, and this one, the second this one popped up, I was like, that's gotta be it. It's got a little bit of like ribbing, texture detail, and you can't see it really on the screen. Maybe you can, but our playback screen right now is not showing. This is like a really dark, almost black, chocolatey black with warmer chocolate and gray sort of running through it.
It's really pretty.
So it may be.
You can see the little pops.
Yeah. Sometimes when we're looking at this screen, but when I edit it back, it looks.
You actually get more.
You actually get more out of it.
Yeah.
So
there you go.
There we go. You can see the.
There's a lot more depth to it.
Yeah. So I'm gonna be a good girl and I'm gonna swatch because it calls for 6s. So it's a little bit looser of a fabric, I'm thinking, for sport. So we'll see. So stay tuned.
Nice.
Stay tuned. And then I'll get distracted by something else. I know it.
Nice. I don't have anything else to show.
I have a couple.
You'll see some on. If you guys tune into the live, you'll see my other
nice
project that I started.
I have a couple acquisitions. Am I skipping ahead?
I have acquisitions too. They're not things that I got for myself, but they're things that other people got for me.
Can I have a snack?
In a few minutes, okay.
What?
In a few minutes.
What?
Sorry. The headphones. What? At least he whispered. Credit for that. Actually, let's run through our events and knit-alongs, and then we'll.
Okay.
And then we can do acquisitions. So events. Our next YouTube live event is New Year's Eve, 7 o'clock.
This weekend.
Sunday. Woo! Me and Kelly and Jen. It'll be super fun.
And it's gonna be super cold. Not in my house.
No, but it'll be cold outside. It's gonna be cold outside. So check in for that. That'll be fun. And if you can't make it, they always post so you can watch it later, like on New Year's Day. We have 2 knit-alongs that are running a few more days. The sock along and the big bulky sweater along. We are going to pick prizes for both of those on the live podcast. So keep your entries coming. There's only a couple more days left. And then we have some upcoming knit-alongs that we're still kind of hashing out.
Yep, there's the one that Barocco is doing for Lopi. I'm going to read all the details on that, and I'll get you guys more information on that. And that it doesn't start until February 1st, but it's going to be open to all patterns using Lopi.
Cool.
Either the Let Lopi or the Alphas Lopi.
Cool.
So if you've got some in stash, then definitely pull that out, and or you can we've got the Let Lopi here in the store that we did a promotion on
a few weeks ago.
So if you stocked up then, you can use that too. So
we're currently working. I'll give you a little teaser. We're currently working on with one of our indie dyers that we have a great relationship with on putting some kits together for a knit-along in February. It will be a shawl knit-along, but there are going to be some custom kits that we'll be announcing in the next couple of weeks.
And I can't wait.
Can't wait. I'm super excited too. Because it's a pattern that I've been wanting to make for a really long time.
Me too.
So anyway, so stay tuned for that. If you have had interest in doing a shawl knit-along, come check us out in a couple weeks. We should have all of the details, including maybe some idea of the colors and doozits that we're getting dyed up for us. So anyway, stay tuned for that. That's coming. If we have more details like at the live, we'll share them. But some of this we're just like on the ground, like in process right now.
Yep.
So we don't want to.
We're trying to keep it fresh and exciting for everybody, and for ourselves too.
And for ourselves too. Super fun. So that's coming down the pipeline for February. I know we're working on setting up some various trunk shows and other things and classes.
Yeah, we'll have classes coming out soon.
To just have a lot of stuff going on at the store.
Yeah.
Because it's super fun. And we are really not that far away from being able to do our 2,000 subscriber giveaway on YouTube. So we're like maybe 80, a little less than 80 subscribers
right around
away.
80 something subscribers. So
away from 2,000. So awesome. Thank you everybody who subscribed recently. We love it. It's fantastic. Thank you for supporting us.
To give away prizes.
I know we like giving away prizes. That's the fun part.
It's kind of like at Christmas. I love giving people gifts and prizes and things.
Yes.
So fun.
Yes. So those, and then, you know, stay tuned for our super fun big announcement on Sunday as to what we're up to for 2018.
What we've been hinting at for weeks now.
Yes. We are excited. We're going to be able to unveil it.
Mm-hmm.
So stay tuned.
I should have my part done. At least part of my part done.
I have slacked off on the part that you're working on that I need to be working on, but considering that I've been working on everything else for this project, I'm like, I get a pass for this one. So that leads us to fun acquisitions, because it was Christmas, you know, here for us, for me. We celebrate Christmas in my house.
Yep. We did too.
And so I might have gotten a few things, though I did not actually bring the yarn that I bought myself at the Fiber Stash trunk show.
I showed you mine last week, so.
When I get ready to use it, I'll show it.
Did your husband end up wrapping it for you?
He was like, but you already know what it is. I was like, this doesn't matter. He's like, I'm like, what? I wanted it.
Mm-hmm.
It would be a perfect present. I could act surprised.
Mm-hmm.
Just what I always wanted.
My husband got me some really awesome practical gifts this year.
I got a new travel coffee mug that I am super excited about. It's a Yeti one.
Oh yeah, that's
Oh.
cool.
My gosh.
Yeah.
I used it on Tuesday when I went to work, and the outside of it was cold. Like, it was cold on my fingers. I went to
And you're
knit
like,
that
oh, no.
thing a cozy. The coffee inside, screaming hot. I was like,
Yeah.
this is amazing.
That's awesome.
Amazing.
They are really cool.
He's like, you don't want to know how much this was. I'm like, oh, I'm pretty sure I got
Yeah.
some idea, but totally worth it. He's got a
Yeah.
birthday coming up, so I'm pretty sure I know what he's getting for his birthday. Because, you know, there's nothing worse than coffee that gets cold on your
Yeah.
car ride to work or before you can drink it.
Yeah. I got my husband, I think it's a Thermos brand one, and it's a travel mug.
Yeah.
And that thing is the same way, and he's had that one for a number of years. And
Yeah.
yeah, he has to actually, a lot of times
Open
what
it
he'll
up
do,
to
he'll-
let it cool off.
well, he'll take, if he's going to be outside doing something like all day, he'll actually take like a regular travel mug with him to drink like right away, but then he'll fill his thermos one,
Yeah.
and he can drink it like hours
Hours
later,
later.
and it's like the perfect temperature.
Yeah.
So.
I'm going to have to start putting my coffee in the morning in the Yeti mug so it's still hot. Because that's my big beef. Like, I get distracted or things are going on, and then I go back to my coffee cup and the coffee's cold.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Yeah, exactly.
Um,
And it's not the same to heat it back up in the microwave. It just
no, I do that, but it's
yeah,
not the
it's
same.
not. Yeah.
So, anyway, speaking of acquisitions,
Yes.
though these are still more stuff that I bought for myself. For the most part. It's horrible, you guys. So I got some Christmas sock yarn, mostly because I couldn't wait for the West Yorkshire spinners. This is from Turtle Pearl, and she's out of Canada. So these are two of her colorways. Those, the plastic's blowing out, but I don't really want to take it out of the plastic. This colorway here is called Bah Humbug, and this is Mistletoe Kisses.
That's so cute.
So her yarn is pretty cool. What she's done is it's sock yarn. It comes in two skeins, and you ask, why does it come in two skeins? Because they're matching. So you can wind these up, and they're exactly the same, and you'll end up with two identical socks
That's great.
for self-striping yarn. I mean, I don't know why everybody who does self-striping doesn't do that as a marketing tool. I mean, that's amazing. So anyway, it's also set up so people can knit two at a time, easily do two at a time. So that is super cool. So that's Turtle Pearl. That's my Christmas acquisition. So now look, I can start working on Christmas socks, and maybe I will have them done for next year.
Awesome.
Maybe, until I get distracted with something else. And the other thing that came was this cute little bag
It's so cute.
with all these animals knitting in their knitwear. So this is from Utterly Adorable Knits, and I think I've shown her bags on before,
Yeah.
and we've used some of her bags as prizes. There are some other goodies inside here that I bought for prizes, so I'm not showing them. But her bags are fantastic. So that's an acquisition.
Nice.
And then the last thing is actually a Christmas present.
Dun, dun,
Dun dun dun! I've been wanting to try a pair of these for a really long time, and I just couldn't stomach the price.
Sue's gonna be cheering you on.
I know, and that's part of the reason why I finally Sue. This is your fault. I blame you, which is fine.
I think she will gladly take the blame for this.
I know. So these are signature needles, signature needle arts. They're a specialty knitting needle company, and they make straight needles, double points. And I think they actually have fixed circulars now and non-fixed circulars. I think you can actually get interchangeable sets. But part of the reason why I've been eyeballing these is everybody's been making these cozy memory blankets. And I've been wanting to start one. And all the podcasts that I watch, people are like, I didn't like knitting on it. And then I got these the shorts signatures, and it's been fantastic.
Are those like a 7-inch, 8-inch?
They're 7-inch.
Yeah.
Yep. So 7-inch. I got the midi tips, so they
Not
come
the super sharps.
I did not get the stilettos because I figured I would poke my finger.
Or a child.
Probably my finger. Poke a hole in my finger. So these are the mid tips. So they have a blunt tip, a mid tip, and one they call the stiletto tip, which is super sharp. You can get different choices for the end caps. And I got US 3s because that seemed to be a good choice for me for that type of yarn. So I'm super excited to get started now on my Cozy Memories blanket, which is just using scrap sock yarn. I have bags of it. It's just been hanging out waiting for me to start this project. Yeah. And now I have the tool. So this was a Christmas present for my parents.
Oh, nice.
They were like, what?
You want to spend how much on it?
No, actually, my mom is fantastic. She goes, it's your trade. You need to buy good quality stuff
that you're going to keep
keep forever and that you're going to enjoy using. And if you enjoy using it, even if it's expensive, you should buy it. That's her philosophy. So
no, it totally makes sense because it's just, it's true. It's what you do with your time that when you're not working.
So that's that's what we're always talking about. Buy the best that you can afford.
Yeah, because it does make a difference.
It does. Absolutely. And having the right tool for the job, right? Because I've talked about that before when I've been working on projects. When I have the wrong type of needles. Yeah. Or that shawl there where the cord's too short, I've been fighting with it. Yeah. And I really just need to put it on a longer cord and it would go so much faster. Yeah. Because I wouldn't have to be like cutting my stitches all scrunched together. And a little bit of effort and it would be more enjoyable.
Nice.
So.
Yeah.
So that's kind of... there's probably more stuff over there, but we don't need to get into that. She's just like here.
Well, I'll show you some of the presents that these guys gave me.
Yay.
This is from Carol.
I got one of those.
She got all of us one of these adorable little bags.
They all had different faces on
them. What's her name? Stevens?
That I don't know.
I can't remember her first name. Her last name is Stevens, but
you know what?
I'll have to ask Carol. But anyway, she does the fabrics and then she embroiders them.
They're so cute.
And if you guys went to Rhinebeck this year, she had her stuff in Brooklyn Haberdashery.
Okay.
So, and they sold out really quickly. So there's a few of the really little ones left, but they sold out. So I got this adorable little patch from her.
With some awesome essential oils. We're all going down the essential oils rabbit hole here.
And then from Angela, look at these. Adorable.
Do you guys remember when I showed mine like a month or so ago? I actually bought 2.
Because she's sneaky, super sneaky.
I was going to give one to Kelly.
Are they adorable? Look at the little woodland critters. Oh my gosh. So cute. And then I was telling Angela, I almost bought this next thing for myself. So does she know me or what? She totally knows me. So she got me this tote and you embroider it. How adorable is that?
It was from Never Not Knitting.
Yep.
It came through on Instagram, I think over the weekend or last week. I can't remember when it came through, but the second I saw it, I was like, I have to get that for Kelly.
Look at it's got a little pocket inside with a little pull, and it's got a little zipper pull here.
The zipper closures did it. Pushed me over the edge. I did not buy one of these for myself because I had no interest in doing the embroidery.
Yeah, so it comes with all the embroidery info in there. So it's so funny. I saw this and I was like, oh my gosh, that's so funny because I almost got this. And I almost sent it to you as a message and be like, can we get these wholesale? And then I was like, just order it. Don't order, Kelly. Here's your wholesale bag that I made you order for yourself. That's hilarious. That's really funny. So yeah.
So it was good. I had a really good Christmas with my family. Watching the kids play with all their new toys and just, having some family time.
Yeah. So my husband got me these earrings.
So those are pretty.
The bottom ones, like a month ago. Sapphire. So sapphire is my birthstone. Nice. So that was my big Christmas present, which I've had those for a while. Nice. And then he got me a really nice bottle of wine. Awesome. It's actually ranked 12th out of the top 100 for this year. It's a Zinfandel, and it's lovely. Well, I don't know if it's lovely. I haven't had it yet, but it also comes with him cooking me dinner sometimes.
Even fancier.
Yeah, and then he also got me.
Now can I have a snack? I'm really.
We're almost done.
The last thing he got me, which was very exciting, is some travel books about England and Great Britain. Okay. Because we're going in June. I'm
Not
really
me.
excited. No,
I'm just excited for her.
Yeah.
Not me.
Me and my husband. So he is going for work. And we're either going to go over before, he's going to be over there for 2 weeks for a training.
Yeah.
And we're either going to go before his training or after his training and spend some time there. Awesome. So we want to do as much as we can, but we don't want to shortchange ourselves on places either, because if we can't spend enough time in some of the places, we'll just have to be like, we'll go back and we'll see X, because I'd love to go to Scotland too, but I don't know if we'll have time to go to Scotland and do all the things we want to do while we're in England.
Right.
Because he's going to be based, for the training that he's doing, he's going to be in Oxford.
Okay. Which is lovely. There's tons of stuff to see there.
Yeah. So, but I'm sure we'll go to London and spend at least a couple days in London, and we'll probably get a car for part of the time, but we've been talking about doing the train.
With the train and the buses, you almost don't need a car.
Exactly. So we might have a car for, we're going to be in a certain area, then take a train somewhere else, and then get a car and do some day trips out from that.
I think you'll find, we should talk, but I think you'll find you can get pretty well without a vehicle. The public transportation there is like nothing you've ever seen.
Yeah.
It's amazing, and most of the villages are incredibly walkable.
Yeah. That's if there were some places out of the way that we wanted to go see, then But
the thing is, the buses go to most of the places.
Yeah, I'm sure that they probably do. The only thing that I read is sometimes the buses can be unreliable in some areas. But we'll see how it goes, and as we get a little closer, we're going to do some more planning of what we want to do.
Awesome.
And but I'm really excited because I haven't been before. He's been when he was in high school. One of his classes went over, and they spent time. They did London, and they did some other. I think they went to Bath and some other places too. But I remember him saying that when they were there, they were just teenagers, and the public transportation was really easy. And
it is. It's amazing. I haven't been in a few years, but I've been quite a few times.
Yeah. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, I'm really excited. So
give you some ideas.
Absolutely.
Of things to see.
I know. I love ideas, and if you guys have ideas too, feel free to send them along to me. I can't wait. I'm so excited.
Wait. Awesome. Excellent. So I think that's about all we've got.
I think so.
For now.
I think so. And we're going to see you on Sunday anyway.
Yeah.
So we don't want to, talk on
And I
for
have
too long.
no idea how long this episode is because the time is right on one of the lights.
That's really funny. It is.
Can't see it at all.
Can't see it all. Wait, let's see. There we go. We're just
in
about an hour.
So it's probably about time for us to sign off.
Yeah. So we hope you guys all had an excellent holiday season, and if we don't see you on New Year's Eve, Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
And we hope to see you guys on New Year's Eve. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. And it's going to be really cold, so who wants to go out and stand outside?
Apparently I want to go out because I have to come to your house.
Yeah, but you're not going to be standing outside watching the ball drop or whatever.
No, thank you.
They're saying this could be like the coldest it's been for any of the New Year's festivities. So it's going to be cool.
So anyway, we will hopefully see you Sunday, Sunday evening at 7. I think we're still shooting for 7, and if not, we'll be back. I'm pretty sure. I think we can be back next week for a regular scheduled podcast.
Yeah.
So 2018. So
oh my God, I'm gonna have a hard time writing that.
We'll see you Sunday, or we'll see you next year.
I love it. Next year, right? Bye, guys. Thank you. Bye. Chat.
Chatty. Hello. So weird. So my mom, that sweater fit my mom.
It did?
Almost very perfectly. She sent me a picture. It looks nice.
I bet it does. I know it looks very good.
Yes. She was very excited. And my dad liked the hat, so I finished that. Bankhead.
Nice.
Got that all shipped off. I mailed it on Saturday and I got it on Tuesday.
Wow, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
Considering how it has been lately.
Yeah. I figured it might because the Christmas stuff may have died down.
Yeah.
A little bit.
Yeah. And then all the returns.
Well, there's that too. I have some of those because my husband is lovely. But he apparently still thinks I'm the same size I was before I had 2 kids.
Aww.
Which is really sweet, but I am not the same size I was before I had 2 kids. So some stuff has to go back to get in a bigger size so I can wear it. He also got me an Echo, which has been super fun
really?
for little Mister back there, who has figured out that it will play some songs. He can check sports scores, so about 700 times a day we hear what all the football scores are, or have been for the last week. And I also got to listen to Michael Jackson's Thriller about 20 times this morning. It's one of the songs that she'll play. So, and check the weather and the time. So, yeah.
Sweet.
Yeah, super fun.
It's so funny. So so we went up to my sister's house and watched my nieces open their presents.
Okay.
And everybody else too, but
yeah, kids are fun.
Yeah, and so my sister got my parents one of the Echo Dots.
Okay.
And then I think my brother-in-law got my sister one of the Echo Dots.
Okay. Well, they can talk to each other.
So,
if you set them up that way.
I know, isn't that crazy?
It's kind of creepy.
So it was funny because then, or maybe my sister got it from my brother-in-law. I can't remember because she's the techie one.
Mm-hmm.
And then he said, "Oh, now Sydney, who's my younger niece, I won't have to tell her to get up and turn on the music." It's like
I can just do it from my chair.
It was funny. Bob's like, "No, now Alexa, you can. Your new little sister."
Yeah.
It was really funny.
I had to put a special pin on mine so things don't get ordered from Amazon.
I wondered about that.
Yeah. You can set a pin. What I need to do is when somebody's not home, or I have it set so for each person, so it recognizes different voices. So for each person, I have it set, if you put the code in once, then I can order in the future without putting the code in.
Yeah.
So I need to do it once when somebody's not home, so he
Yeah.
doesn't hear what the code is, and then I can order stuff without having to put a code in.
Uh-huh. Oh my god. That's crazy that it recognizes individual voices.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh wow.
It's weird. So. All right, should we get this show on the road?
Yep.
Okie dokie.
Let's get it on the road.
Okie dokie.
It's cold.
It is cold.